The restaurant went silent the moment Jessica walked in. Not because she looked stunning, though she did. Black cocktail dress. Hair swept up in that effortless way she always managed. Heels clicking against marble like a countdown. No, the silence came because everyone at my table knew exactly who she was, my ex-wife. The woman who served me divorce papers on our second anniversary because she had fallen in love with someone else. The woman who thought $500,000 would be enough to buy out our marriage and her guilt. She scanned the room with that confident smile she wore in business meetings, the one that said she owned every space she entered. Her eyes found me in the corner booth. The smile froze. Her gaze dropped to the table, to the champagne glasses, to the small velvet box sitting open between Lisa and me. The diamond caught the light. 3 carats. Emerald cut. Flawless. Jessica's face drained of color. Lisa, sitting across from me with her hand extended so I could slide the ring on, noticed first. She turned, followed my stare, and her expression shifted from joy to something sharp and predatory. She knew who Jessica was. I had told her everything. Well, almost everything. William appeared behind Jessica, his hand on her lower back, guiding her forward. He looked good. Expensive suit. Confident posture. The kind of man who thought he had won. He whispered something in her ear, probably asking what was wrong. She did not answer. She just stared at the ring, at Lisa's face. At me. I leaned back in my seat, completely calm. I had imagined this moment 1,000 times. Wondered what I would say, how I would feel. Anger? Satisfaction? Bitterness? But sitting there, watching Jessica's eyes fill with something that looked like recognition and regret, I felt nothing but quiet amusement. She still had no idea. No idea that the anonymous investor who had poured cash into her startup 3 years ago was me. No idea that every success she celebrated, every client she landed, every milestone she hit, had my fingerprints all over it. And no idea that I had pulled every single cent out 6 months ago, right before her company started bleeding money. Lisa's voice cut through the tension, sweet and sharp. Jose. Baby. Are you going to put the ring on or just stare at strangers all night? I smiled, took her hand, and slid the ring onto her finger. Jessica turned and walked out. William followed. Confused. The restaurant buzzed back to life. 3 years earlier, I was not the man sitting in that restaurant with a 3-carat ring and a beautiful woman across from me. 3 years earlier, I was broke. Or at least, that is what Jessica thought. We met in college. She was a business major with big dreams and a family that had money but refused to give her any until she proved herself. I was a finance major with a dead-end part-time job at a coffee shop and a scholarship that barely covered tuition. She liked that I was smart. I liked that she was ambitious. We made sense, or so I thought. Jessica had this way of talking about the future like it was a blueprint she had already drawn. She would sit on my dorm room bed, laptop open, sketching out business plans for a tech startup she wanted to launch after graduation. Her eyes would light up. She spoke fast, hands moving, ideas spilling out faster than she could type them. I loved watching her like that. She made me believe anything was possible. What she did not know was that I was not actually broke. My parents died when I was 19. Car accident. Sudden. Brutal. They left me everything. A paid-off house in the suburbs. Life insurance. Savings. Investments. By the time the dust settled, I was sitting on a little over $2 million. I did not tell anyone. Not my roommate. Not my friends. And definitely not Jessica. Why? Because I wanted to know who would love me when I had nothing. Jessica graduated top of her class. I graduated quietly. She launched her startup with money from her parents, who finally caved after she pitched them for 6 months straight. The company was called Pulse. A project management software aimed at freelancers. Good idea. Terrible execution. She was bleeding money within a year. I watched her struggle, watched her take meetings that went nowhere, watched her max out credit cards to pay developers who barely delivered. She would come home to our tiny apartment, the one we moved into after graduation, and collapse on the couch. Some nights, she cried. Most nights, she just stared at the ceiling. I asked her once if she wanted help. She laughed. Not cruelly. Just tiredly. What are you going to do, Jose? You are working at a coffee shop. I nodded. Said nothing. And the next day, I opened an anonymous LLC. Funneled $300,000 into Pulse through a fake investor profile. Hired a lawyer to make the paperwork airtight. Jessica thought she had landed her first big investor. She cried happy tears that night. I never told her. Over the next year, I poured more money in. Hired better developers under her name. Connected her with clients through fake introductions. Built the infrastructure she needed while she thought she was doing it all herself. Pulse started growing. She started glowing. And then she met William. He was a marketing consultant she hired. Tall. Charismatic. The kind of guy who could sell ice to someone in a snowstorm. He started spending more time at the office. Then more time at our apartment. Jessica said he was helping with strategy. I believed her. I believed her until I came home early one afternoon and found them on the couch. She did not see me. I stood in the doorway, groceries in hand, and watched for maybe 10 seconds. Then I turned around, set the bags down silently, and left. I walked for hours. Did not cry. Did not scream. Just walked. When I came back that night, she was waiting. She did not apologize. She said, "I did not mean for this to happen." I asked when it started. She said 3 months. I asked if she loved him. She said yes. I nodded, asked what she wanted to do. She said she wanted a divorce, said it would be easier for both of us, said she would give me $500,000 to make it clean, no fighting. No lawyers. Just sign. I signed the next day. Took the money. Moved out. She never asked where I went. Never asked if I was okay. And she definitely never asked who her mysterious anonymous investor was. I rented a small house an hour outside the city. Spent a year doing nothing. Just existing. I did not touch the rest of my money. Did not invest. Did not work. I just sat in silence and tried to figure out what I was supposed to feel. Then one day, I got a call from my financial advisor. The investments I had made years ago, the ones my parents set up, had matured. Combined with what I already had and the payout from Jessica, I was sitting on close to $4 million. I laughed. Alone in my kitchen. Just laughed. That is when I decided to actually live. I started investing properly. Real estate, startups, index funds, nothing flashy, just smart. Within 2 years, I had doubled my portfolio. I was not rich in the way people think of rich. I did not drive a fancy car or wear designer clothes. I just had freedom. The kind of freedom that meant I could wake up and decide to do nothing, and it would not matter. And then I met Lisa. She was a friend of a friend. We met at a bar. She was loud, funny, sharp in a way that made you pay attention. She did not care that I lived in a small house or that I wore the same 3 jackets. She liked that I listened. Liked that I did not try to impress her. We started dating. It was easy. No drama. No games. She knew about Jessica. I told her everything. Well, almost everything. I left out the part about the money I had funneled into Pulse. 6 months in, Lisa moved in. Another 6 months, I bought a ring. And that brought me to the restaurant. To the moment, Jessica walked in and saw everything she thought she had left behind. The morning after the engagement, Jessica called me. I stared at my phone, her name glowing on the screen, and debated letting it go to voicemail. Lisa was in the shower. The coffee was brewing. It was a Saturday. We had planned to spend the day doing nothing. I answered. Jose. Her voice was tight. Controlled. The voice she used in boardrooms when she was trying not to show weakness. Jessica. Silence. I could hear her breathing. Could picture her standing somewhere, phone pressed to her ear, trying to figure out what to say. I saw you last night. I know. You are engaged. I am. Another pause. Longer this time. She is beautiful. She is. I did not know you were seeing anyone. I almost laughed. Why would you? I just thought. I do not know. I thought you would tell me. We have not spoken in 3 years, Jessica. I know. I just. She trailed off. I waited. She did not finish. Was there something you needed? I asked. No. I just wanted to say congratulations. Thank you. Jose. I hung up. Lisa came out of the bathroom a few minutes later, towel wrapped around her hair, wearing one of my old shirts. She saw my face. Was that her? Yes. What did she want? I have no idea. Lisa sat down next to me, curled her legs under her. Do you still love her? No. Do you hate her? I thought about it. No. Then what do you feel? Nothing. She studied me for a long moment, then nodded. Good. But that was not entirely true. I did feel something. Not love. Not hate. Something closer to curiosity. Why had she called? What did she want? And why now? I got my answer 2 weeks later. Jessica showed up at my house. I was in the garage, working on an old motorcycle I had bought on a whim. Lisa was at work. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Quiet. Peaceful. And then I heard the doorbell. I opened the door, wrench still in hand, and there she was. Jeans. White blouse. Hair down. She looked tired. Thinner than I remembered. "Hi," she said. "Hi. Can I come in?" I should have said no. Should have closed the door. But I stepped aside. She walked past me, looking around like she was cataloging everything. The house was small but clean. Comfortable. Not what she was used to. "Nice place," she said. "Thanks." She turned to face me. "I need to talk to you." "So talk." She hesitated. Bit her lip. I had seen her do that 1,000 times. It meant she was about to ask for something she did not want to ask for. "Pulse is in trouble." I said nothing. "We lost our biggest client last month. Then another one 2 weeks ago. Revenue is down 40%. We are burning through cash. I do not know how much longer we can last." I leaned against the wall. "I am sorry to hear that. My investor pulled out 6 months ago. Just ghosted. No explanation. No warning. We have been scrambling ever since." I kept my face neutral. "That is rough. Jose, I know this is a lot to ask, but I need help." There it was. What kind of help? Money. A loan. An investment. I do not care what you call it. I just need capital to keep us afloat until we can stabilize. I almost smiled. Almost. "Jessica, I work part-time at a coffee shop. Remember?" She flinched. "I know you have money." My stomach tightened. "What makes you think that?" "Because you just bought a 3-carat engagement ring. Because you live in a house you own. Because I am not stupid, Jose." I said nothing. "I do not know how much you have. I do not care. I just need enough to survive the next 6 months. I will pay you back. With interest. Whatever you want." "No." Her face fell. "Jose. Please." "No." "Why not?" "Because it is not my problem." "We were married." "We were." Past tense. "So that is it? You are just going to let me fail?" I pushed off the wall, stepped closer. "Jessica, you left me. You cheated on me. You handed me divorce papers and a check and told me to move on. I did. I do not owe you anything." Her eyes filled with tears. "I know. I know I hurt you. I know I do not deserve your help. But please. I am begging you." I looked at her. Really looked at her. The woman I had loved. The woman I had built up. The woman who had thrown me away. "No," I said again. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she nodded, wiped her eyes, and walked to the door. She paused with her hand on the knob. "I hope she makes you happy," she said quietly. "She does." Jessica left. I stood there for a long time, staring at the closed door. Lisa came home that night and found me sitting in the dark. "What is wrong?" she asked. Jessica was here. Her expression hardened. What did she want? "Money." "Did you give it to her?" "No." Lisa sat down next to me, took my hand. "Good." But I could not shake the look on Jessica's face. The desperation. The fear. Part of me. A small part. Almost felt bad. Almost. The weeks after Jessica's visit felt strange, like walking through a house where all the furniture had been moved 2 inches to the left. Everything looked the same, but nothing felt quite right. Lisa noticed. She always noticed. "You have been quiet," she said one evening. We were cooking dinner together, something we did most nights. She was chopping vegetables. I was stirring sauce that did not need stirring. Just thinking. About her. It was not a question. I stopped stirring. "Yes." Lisa set down the knife, wiped her hands on a towel, and turned to face me. "Talk to me." I did not know where to start. I keep wondering if I did the right thing. By saying no. "Yes. Jose, she cheated on you. She left you. She does not get to come back and ask for favors." "I know that." "Then why are you struggling with this?" I leaned against the counter, stared at the pot of sauce bubbling away. "Because I am the reason her company was successful in the first place. I put money into Pulse. A lot of money. I connected her with clients. I hired people. I built the foundation she stood on. And then, I pulled it all out and watched it crumble." Lisa was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke, her voice was careful. "You never told her it was you?" "No." "Why not?" "Because I wanted to see if she could do it on her own. I wanted to see if she was really as good as she thought she was." And she was not. Lisa crossed her arms. So you are feeling guilty? Maybe. Do not. Her tone sharpened. She made her choices. You do not owe her a safety net. I know. Do you? Because it sounds like you are thinking about helping her. I looked up. I am not. Good. Because if you do, we are going to have a problem. There was no threat in her voice, just honesty. Lisa did not play games. She said what she meant. It was one of the things I loved about her. I will not, I said. She studied me for a moment, then nodded and went back to chopping vegetables. But the tension stayed in the room, heavy and unspoken. That night, I could not sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to Lisa breathe softly beside me. My mind kept circling back to Jessica. To the look on her face when she begged me for help. To the way her voice cracked when she said, please. I told myself I did not care. Told myself she deserved everything that was happening to her. But a part of me, buried deep, wondered if I had gone too far. If pulling my money out had been revenge, disguised as business. I got up, went to the kitchen, poured a glass of water. My laptop was on the table. I opened it, typed in the name of Jessica's company. Pulse. The website loaded. It looked the same as always. Clean, professional. But the blog had not been updated in 2 months. The client testimonial section was thin. I clicked through to their LinkedIn page. Half the staff had left in the past 6 months. I closed the laptop. 3 days later, William called me. I did not recognize the number at first, answered out of habit, hello. Jose. It is William. I froze, set down the coffee I had been drinking. What do you want? I need to talk to you. About Jessica. I have nothing to say to you. Please. Just 5 minutes. I will come to you. Wherever you want. I should have hung up. Should have blocked the number. But curiosity got the better of me. There is a coffee shop on Main Street. The one with the blue awning. Tomorrow. 10 in the morning. You get 5 minutes. Thank you. I hung up before he could say anything else. Lisa was at work when I left the next morning. I did not tell her where I was going. Did not want the argument. I told myself it was not a secret. Just something I would explain later. William was already there when I arrived. Sitting in the corner booth. 2 cups of coffee on the table. He stood when he saw me. Extended his hand. I did not take it. Just sat down. He sat back down, cleared his throat. Thank you for meeting me. You have 5 minutes. Start talking. He looked older than I remembered. Tired. The confidence he used to carry was gone, replaced by something that looked like defeat. Jessica does not know I am here. He started. She would kill me if she found out. 4 minutes. Pulse is dying. You probably already know that. We are going to have to shut down by the end of the month if we do not get funding. Not my problem. I know you were the investor. My chest tightened. I kept my face blank. I do not know what you are talking about. Yes, you do. I found the paperwork. Buried in old files. Your LLC. The lawyer you used. I had someone trace it. It took months. But I found you. I said nothing. You gave her everything, and then you took it all away. She took something from me first. William flinched. I know what we did was wrong. I know we hurt you. But Jessica is drowning, Jose. She is not eating, not sleeping. She is terrified. And it is not just about the company. It is about failing. About losing everything she worked for. She did not work for it, I did. Then why did you do it? Why help her in the first place? Because I loved her. Because I thought if I helped her succeed, she would see what I was worth. Turns out I was just a placeholder. William looked down at his coffee. She regrets it. Every day. Leaving you. Good. Does that make you feel better? Knowing she is suffering? I leaned forward. You know what would have made me feel better? Her not cheating on me. Her not throwing away our marriage like it meant nothing. Her not showing up 3 years later asking for money because she cannot handle the consequences of her own choices. I am not asking you to forgive her. I am asking you to help her. One last time. Please. Why should I? Because you are better than this. Better than revenge. I stood up. Your 5 minutes are up. William stood too. If you change your mind. I will not. I walked out. Got in my car. Drove home. My hands were shaking. Not from anger. From something else. Something that felt like doubt. When I got home, Lisa was there. She was supposed to be at work. Where were you? She asked. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp. Coffee shop. With who? I hesitated. That was my mistake. With who, Jose? William. Her face went cold. Jessica's William. Yes. What did he want? To ask me to help her. And what did you say? I said no. Did you mean it? Yes. She stared at me for a long time. Then she picked up her bag. I am going to my sister's for a few days. Lisa. I need space. To think. About whether you are really over her. I am. Then prove it. Stop meeting with her people. Stop thinking about her. Stop letting her live in your head. She left. The door closed. The house went silent. I sat down on the couch. Stared at nothing. And for the first time since Jessica walked out of my life, I felt truly lost. Lisa came back 4 days later. She did not call ahead. Did not text. Just walked in while I was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at my laptop screen, not really seeing anything. She set her bag down, looked at me. Have you made a decision? About what? About whether you are going to keep letting her control your life. She does not control my life. Then why do you look like you have not slept in days? I did not have an answer for that. Lisa sat down across from me. Her face was softer now. Less angry. More tired. I love you, Jose. I really do. But I cannot compete with a ghost. If you are still carrying her around, if you are still thinking about what you owe her or what she did to you, then we do not have a future. I am not carrying her around. Then what are you doing? I closed the laptop. I am trying to figure out if I am a good person or just someone pretending to be one. What does that mean? It means I set her up to fail. I gave her everything, and then I took it away because I wanted her to hurt the way I hurt. And now she is drowning, and I could save her, but I do not want to. Does that make me a bad person? Lisa reached across the table, took my hand. It makes you human. She hurt you. You hurt her back. That does not make you a villain. It makes you someone who got tired of being walked on. But what if I went too far? Did you? I did not answer. Lisa squeezed my hand. Listen to me. You do not owe her anything. Not money. Not forgiveness. Not closure. If helping her is going to cost you your peace, then do not do it. But if not helping her is going to cost you your peace, then maybe you need to figure out why. She stood up, kissed the top of my head. I am going to take a shower. Think about what you really want. Not what you think you should want. What you actually want. She left me alone in the kitchen. I sat there for a long time. Then I opened my laptop again. Pulled up my bank account. Stared at the numbers. $4.2 million. More than I would ever need. More than I knew what to do with. And Jessica was drowning over a fraction of that amount. I thought about what Lisa said. What I really wanted. The truth was, I did not want Jessica to fail. I wanted her to realize what she had lost. I wanted her to understand that I was not just some broke guy she could discard. I wanted her to see me as someone who mattered. But she already did. She had come to me, begged me, cried in front of me. I had already won. So why did it still feel hollow? I picked up my phone. Scrolled through my contacts. Found the number for my lawyer. The one who had set up the anonymous LLC. He answered on the second ring. Jose. Been a while. I need you to do something for me. Name it. I need you to make a wire transfer. Anonymously. To a company called Pulse. There was a pause. How much? 500,000. Are you sure? No. But do it anyway. What is the reason for the transfer? I thought about it. Call it a final severance payment. You are the boss. I hung up. Stared at the phone. Felt something shift in my chest. Not relief. Not satisfaction. Just a strange kind of emptiness. Lisa came out of the shower 20 minutes later. She looked at me. You did something. How do you know? Because you look different. I sent her money. Lisa sat down slowly. How much? 500,000. That is what she gave you in the divorce. I know. So you are even now. I guess. How do you feel? I do not know. She nodded. Did not say anything else. Just sat there with me in the silence. 2 days later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Jose. It was Jessica. Her voice was shaking. Hi. Did you send money to Pulse? No. Someone did, anonymously. Exactly the amount I told you I needed. It showed up in our account this morning. That is good. Was it you? No. Jose, please. I need to know. Was it you? Does it matter? She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, very softly, thank you. I did not do anything. Yes, you did. I know you did. And thank you. I do not deserve it. I know that. But thank you. You are welcome. Can I see you? Just once. I want to explain. No. Please. Jessica, I gave you the money because I do not want to carry this anymore. I do not want to wonder if I went too far. I do not want to feel guilty. But I also do not want to see you. I do not want to talk about what happened. I just want to move on. With her. Yes. She is lucky. I am lucky. Jessica was silent. Then, she said, I hope you are happy, Jose. I really do. I am. Goodbye. Goodbye. She hung up. I set the phone down. Lisa was standing in the doorway. I had not heard her come in. That was her, she said. Yes. Is it over now? I stood up, walked over to her, took her hands. Yes, it is over. She searched my face. Then she smiled. A real smile. Good. That night, I slept better than I had in weeks. But the peace did not last long. 3 weeks later, I got a message on LinkedIn. From someone I did not know. The message was short. You should know what your ex-wife is really doing with the money you sent. Check the attached file. There was a PDF attached. I almost deleted it. Almost ignored it. But curiosity won. I opened it. It was a financial report. Detailed. Professional. Showing every transaction Pulse had made in the past month. And there, highlighted in yellow, was a transfer. $450,000. Sent to an offshore account. Owned by William. My stomach dropped. The money I sent to save her company had not gone to the company at all. It had gone straight to William. And based on the notes in the file, it looked like they were planning to shut down Pulse, take the cash, and start fresh somewhere else. I stared at the screen, rage building slowly, burning hotter with every second. I had given her a second chance. And she had spit in my face. Lisa came into the room. Saw my expression. What is wrong? I turned the laptop toward her. She read the file. Her face went hard. What are you going to do? She asked. I closed the laptop. Looked at her. And for the first time since Jessica walked back into my life, I smiled. A cold, sharp smile. I am going to finish what I started. The next morning, I called my lawyer again. I need you to file a fraud claim. I said, no greeting. No preamble. Against who? Pulse Technologies. Jessica Brennan and William Harper. I have documentation showing misuse of funds. Embezzlement. I want them investigated. There was a pause. Jose, this is going to get ugly. Good. Are you sure you want to do this? Once it starts, there is no taking it back. I am sure. Send me everything you have. I will get it started today. I sent the files. Then I called the person who had sent me the LinkedIn message. The number was in the metadata of the PDF. It rang twice. Hello? A woman's voice. Young. Nervous. You sent me a file. About Pulse. Yes. Are you Jose? I am. Who are you? My name is Rachel. I used to work at Pulse. In accounting. I was let go 2 weeks ago. Why did you send this to me? Because I figured out you were the anonymous investor, and I thought you should know what they are doing with your money. It is not right. Jessica and William are stealing from everyone. From the employees. From the clients. From you. Why do you care? Because I believed in that company. I worked 80-hour weeks. I gave everything. And they threw me away the second things got hard. They do not deserve to get away with this. They will not. I am making sure of that. Good. She sounded relieved. If you need anything else, any more documentation, let me know. I kept copies of everything. Thank you, Rachel. Make them pay. I hung up. Lisa was watching me from the couch. You are really doing this? Yes. No second thoughts? None. She nodded. Then I am with you. Whatever you need. The fraud investigation moved fast. My lawyer was good. Ruthless. Within a week, subpoenas were issued. Bank accounts were frozen. Jessica and William were called in for questioning. I did not hear from Jessica directly. But I heard from William. He showed up at my house. Pounded on the door. I opened it. He looked like he had not slept in days. His shirt was wrinkled. His eyes were wild. "What did you do?" he shouted. "What I should have done a long time ago. You are destroying her. You know that, right? She is going to lose everything. She already lost everything. She just did not know it yet. This is not about the money. This is about revenge." "You are right. It is. She loved you, Jose. She made a mistake. People make mistakes." I stepped closer. "She did not make a mistake. She made a choice. She chose you. She chose to cheat. She chose to leave. And then she chose to steal from me. So yes, this is revenge, and I am going to enjoy every second of it." William stared at me, breathing hard, then he shook his head. "You are not the man I thought you were." "Good. Because the man you thought I was let people walk all over him. I am done being that man." He left. I closed the door. My hands were shaking, not from fear, from adrenaline. Lisa came up behind me, wrapped her arms around my waist. "Are you okay?" "Yes." "You do not sound okay." "I will be. Once this is over." 2 weeks later, the case went public. Local news picked it up. Business fraud. Embezzlement. Former investor files claim. Jessica's name was everywhere. Pulse was finished. I got a call from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It was Jessica. Her voice was broken. "Jose, please. Pick up, please. I need to talk to you. I need to explain. This was not supposed to happen." William said. "He said it was legal. He said we were just restructuring. I did not know he was moving money. I swear I did not know. Please. Call me back. Please." I deleted the voicemail. Another came the next day. Then another. Each one more desperate than the last. I did not listen to any of them. Then, 3 weeks after the investigation started, she showed up. Not at my house. At the restaurant where Lisa and I had gotten engaged. I was there with Lisa, having dinner. Celebrating. The case was almost closed. Jessica and William were facing charges. It was over. And then she walked in. She looked terrible. Hair unbrushed. No makeup. Clothes that did not fit right, like she had lost weight and had not noticed. Her eyes found mine immediately. Lisa saw her first. "Oh, you have got to be kidding me." Jessica walked straight to our table. People stared. She did not care. "Jose," she said. Her voice cracked. "Leave," I said calmly. "Please. Just listen. There is nothing to say. I did not steal from you. William did. I did not know. I swear I did not know. You signed the transfer approvals, Jessica. Your name is all over the paperwork. He told me it was for operating expenses. He told me. I do not care what he told you. You did not check. You did not ask. You just trusted him. The same way I trusted you." She flinched like I had slapped her. "I made a mistake. You made a lot of mistakes. And now you are paying for them." Tears streamed down her face. She did not wipe them. Just stood there, shaking. "I lost everything. My company. My reputation. My savings. Everything. Are you happy now?" "Yes." She stared at me. "I loved you." "No, you did not. You loved what I could give you. You just did not know it was me giving it." "That is not true." "It is. And deep down, you know it." Jessica looked at Lisa. "Do you know what kind of man he is? Do you know what he is capable of?" Lisa stood up. Stepped between us. "I know exactly what kind of man he is. He is the kind of man who will build you up if you are loyal, and burn you down if you betray him, and honestly, I like that about him." Jessica's face crumpled. She looked back at me one last time. "I hope you can live with what you have done." "I can." "Can you?" She turned and walked out. The restaurant was silent. Then slowly. Noise returned. Conversations. Silverware. Life. Lisa sat down, picked up her wine glass. "That was intense." "Yes." "How do you feel?" I thought about it. "Free." She smiled, raised her glass. "To freedom." I raised mine. "To freedom." We drank. And for the first time in 3 years, the weight was gone. Jessica was gone. The anger was gone. All that was left was the woman sitting across from me. And the life we were building together. 6 months later, Jessica and William were convicted. Embezzlement. Fraud. Wire fraud. The sentences were light. 2 years probation. Fines. Community service. But the damage was done. Their reputations were destroyed. Pulse was dissolved. Clients sued. Employees walked away. I did not follow the case closely. I did not need to. It was over. Lisa and I got married in the spring. Small ceremony. Close friends. Her family. Nothing fancy. Just us, promising forever in front of people who mattered. We honeymooned in Greece. 2 weeks of beaches, wine, and forgetting the world existed. When we came back, we bought a house. Bigger than my old place. Room for the future we were planning. Life was good. Quiet. Peaceful. And then one afternoon, I got a letter. It came in the mail. Handwritten address. No return label. I opened it at the kitchen table while Lisa made coffee. The handwriting was shaky. But I recognized it immediately. Jose. I do not expect you to read this. I do not expect you to care. But I needed to write it anyway. I am sorry. I know those words do not mean anything now. I know I destroyed everything. But I need you to know that I am sorry. For cheating. For leaving. For taking your money and not asking questions. For every lie I told, including the ones I told myself. You were right. I did not love you the way I should have. I loved what you represented. Stability. Safety. Support. But I did not see you. I did not value you. And by the time I realized what I had lost, it was too late. William is gone. He left the country. Took what little money he had hidden and ran. I have not heard from him since the sentencing. I do not expect to. I am living with my parents now, working part-time at a coffee shop. The irony is not lost on me. Every day I see people like who I used to be. Ambitious. Confident. Convinced they are going to change the world. And I want to tell them to be careful. To appreciate the people who support them. To not throw away love for ambition. But I do not. I just make their coffee and smile and pretend I am fine. I do not expect forgiveness. I do not deserve it. But I wanted you to know that I understand now. I understand what I did. And I understand why you did what you did. You were not cruel. You were just done. And I do not blame you. I hope you are happy. I hope she makes you feel seen. I hope you have everything you wanted. Goodbye, Jose. Jessica. I read the letter twice, then I set it down. Lisa came over, saw my face. What is it? I handed her the letter. She read it silently. Then she looked at me. How do you feel? I do not know. Do you forgive her? I thought about it. No. But I do not hate her either. Are you going to respond? No. Good. Lisa folded the letter, set it aside. She does not get any more of your time. I nodded. She was right. Jessica had taken enough. She did not get to take anything else. That night, I burned the letter. I watched it curl and blacken in the fireplace. Lisa sat next to me, her head on my shoulder. Do you ever regret it? She asked quietly. What did you do to her? No. Not even a little. No. She made her choices. I made mine. The world does not owe her fairness. What about you? Does the world owe you fairness? I looked at her. It already gave it to me. I have you. She smiled, kissed me softly. You are lucky I like your ruthless side. I know. We sat there in silence, watching the fire burn. The letter turned to ash. And with it, the last piece of Jessica disappeared from my life. A year later, Lisa and I had our first child. A daughter. We named her Claire. She had Lisa's eyes and my stubbornness. She was perfect. I sold most of my investments. Kept enough to live comfortably. Started a small consulting business helping startups with funding and strategy. I was good at it. Turns out watching someone build a company from the inside teaches you a lot. Lisa went back to work part-time. She loved her job. Loved our daughter more. We figured it out. The balance. The rhythm. The life we wanted. One afternoon, when Claire was 2, I was at the park with her. Pushing her on the swings. She was laughing. That pure, unfiltered joy only toddlers have. And I saw Jessica. She was across the park. Sitting on a bench. Alone. She looked older. Tired. She was staring at nothing. Our eyes met. She froze. I did not look away. For a long moment, we just stared at each other. Then she stood. Walked toward me. Slowly. I tensed, ready to leave. Ready to protect my daughter from whatever this was. But Jessica stopped a few feet away. Looked at Claire. Smiled. A sad, wistful smile. She is beautiful, she said softly. Thank you. You look happy. I am. Good. You deserve it. I said nothing. Jessica looked at me, really looked at me. I am sorry, Jose. For everything. I know I have said it before. But I mean it. I am sorry. I know. Do you forgive me? I thought about it. About everything that had happened. The betrayal. The revenge. The letters. The years. No, I said honestly. But I do not think about you anymore. And that is close enough. She nodded. Tears filled her eyes, but she did not let them fall. Take care of yourself. You too. She walked away. I watched her go. And this time, I felt nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. No sadness. Just nothing. Claire tugged on my hand. Daddy. Higher. I smiled. Pushed her on the swing. Higher and higher. Her laughter filled the air. And I realized something. I had spent so long trying to make Jessica see my worth. Trying to prove I was more than she thought. Trying to make her regret losing me. But none of it mattered. Because the woman who mattered was waiting at home. The daughter who mattered was laughing in my arms. The life that mattered was the one I was living. Jessica was just a chapter. A painful one. A messy one. But still just a chapter. And I had already moved on to a better story. That night, I told Lisa about seeing Jessica. She listened. Then she asked. How did it feel? Like seeing a stranger. Good. She apologized again. Did you accept it? No. But I did not need to. It was not for me. It was for her. Lisa nodded. You are a better man than most people would be. I do not know about that. I do. She kissed me. You gave her hell when she deserved it. And you let her go when it was time. That takes strength. I pulled her close. I am just glad it is over. It has been over, Jose. You just needed to see her one last time to believe it. She was right, as always. Years passed. Claire grew. We had a son. Named him Marcus. Life got busier. Fuller. Richer. I never saw Jessica again. Heard through mutual acquaintances that she moved to another state. Started over. I did not ask for details. Did not care. Lisa and I grew old together. Not old, but older. Grayer. Softer. We fought sometimes. Laughed more. Built a life that was messy and imperfect and exactly what we wanted. And sometimes, late at night, when the kids were asleep and the house was quiet, Lisa would ask me, do you ever think about her? And I would say, who? And she would smile, because she knew I meant it. Jessica was gone. The anger was gone. The need for revenge was gone. All that was left was the life I chose. The woman I chose. The family I built. And that was the best revenge of all. Not making her suffer. Not making her regret. But building something so good, so full, so complete, that she became irrelevant. That was freedom. That was a victory. That was the ending I chose.